Hello everybody, here Rene from Spain. Finally with a new video. It has been quite a long time ago, but I've been quite busy in the shop lately. You know, my shop is going quite well at the moment. That's why I've been working many hours every day, and I've been listening to a lot of stuff. Yes, in the truck, in the car, at the shop too. I've been listening to a lot of stuff. That's what I want to show in this video. You know, stuff I've been listening to. So I'm going to show you quite a lot of vinyl, CDs, tapes. But first I want to start with some things that I bought in a shop, in some shops in Alicante, in Fnac and El Corte Inglés. I bought this one in Fnac. You see this one, this is a live album from 2016. And this was also recorded in 2016 in Detroit. And this is a digipack, and it comes with 2 CDs and with a DVD of the concert, plus 5 video clips too. I mean, they were touring for the album Def Leppard that came out in 2015, and they were touring. There's a lot of songs from that album on it, like Let's Go. I like the song Let's Go. Dangerous is also on here. Man Enough. You know, they play those 3 songs live from the Def Leppard album from 2015. And they play a lot of classics too, like old classics too, like Falling, Bringing on the Heartbreak, Photograph, you know, just great songs. Some songs from Hysteria, and they also played from Adrenaline. They play, where is it? Let me see. Rocket. Yeah, Rocket. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, this is from that album from '93. Yeah, it's just a great live album by Def Leppard. You know, they don't have a lot of live albums, to be honest, and it's really nice to you know, to have this. Of course, they also have this this Hysteria live in Las Vegas. You know, they played for 10 nights in Las Vegas, and they made a DVD out of that. But beside that, yeah, there's some old recordings, of course, and of course from 1988 they released on VHS. They released a live album, but the live album didn't come out on CD or vinyl back in the day. Yes, okay. I was thinking about the title of that. I have it here in my collection, of course. Just where I can find. Oh, here. This one. In the Round, in Your Face. See this live. But strange enough, it was never released, or at least back in 1988, it was not released. You know, that was very strange actually. This came out in 1989, but I think the concert's from 1988. Okay. Let's move on, because I have a lot of things to show, and maybe the battery will be gone. I don't know. For sure it will be a long video. I also bought this Best Of by Udo. You know, whenever I see something I don't have yet by Udo, I grab it, because I'm a big Udo fan. And this is Metalized 20 Years of Metal, Best Of Udo. And here we have 2 unreleased tracks, plus some acoustic stuff, and of course a best of. You see, this is again in digipack. You see, nice release. And I also bought this one by Kiss. I'm playing it right now. This, I didn't buy it in 2014, but now I decide to buy it. And here, this is the 40 years, decades of decibels compilation. And here we have, of course, songs from all the Kiss band members on it. All the Kiss band members are on these songs. Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, H. Friendly, Peter Criss, Eric Carr, Vinnie Vincent, Mark St. John, Bruce Kulick, Eric Singer, and Tommy Thayer. You know, and it's very cool, because there's one song of each record. From their debut album till Monster is on this compilation. And Also, there's some rare stuff on it too. This is a very good double compilation. You should get this, even if you already own everything by the band. You know, you should still get this Kiss 40 anniversary release. You know, all the Kiss and ex-Kiss band members are on here. Very cool. And I also bought, I already showed this on CD, but I bought it on vinyl. It's the new Scorpions compilation with ballads. Very cool. Born to Touch Your Feelings. Best of rock ballads. And it's very cool, you know, but the thing is, I bought this yesterday in the shop, and I opened it later home, and it's a little damaged on the corners. You see there? It's a little damaged. It's a little damage there too. That's a shame, really. But anyway, I don't care so much about it. But of course, if you buy something new, you want it to be new, of course. But I'm not going back to the shop, you know, because there was only one of this available anyway. And I paid not a bad price for it. I paid like under the 20 euros. 19 euros I paid for it. So I'm really happy with this release. I'm going to make a video about this soon, about this compilation. Because there's some very cool stuff on here. And some unreleased stuff too. So it's cool. Okay, now I'm going to show some things I've been listening to. Again, Scorpions. I've been listening to this record by Scorpions, the Worldwide Live. You know, this is of course an ultimate classic. This is one of the first heavy metal albums, I mean live albums that I owned and bought in the 80s. You know, actually, the first time I listened to this in 86, 87 at a friend's house. He had the vinyl. And he made it tape for me. I was very young then, still, maybe 13. And later, in 91, 92, I bought it on vinyl. You know, but because I liked it so much. But I never bought it back then. You know, I was not, in 86, I was not a metalhead. But I really, really liked this. When I was younger, I was 11, 86. 13 in 88, 89. Now, I started getting into metal more with 13 or 14 years old. You know, there's a normal age, at least in Europe. In America, I see that a lot of people start younger because heavy metal maybe was more present, you know, on the radio, on TV. You know, we had MTV in 89, but a lot of people in Spain had no MTV. You know, in America, you already had MTV in 83. That's why you were watching Quiet Riot, Keel, Rat, Motley Crue video clips. And it was always on the radio too, for sure. But here in Europe, it was a little more hard to find this type of music. Scorpions, no. Scorpions was not hard to find. That's why I discovered them early, you know, in 86 at least. When I was also into Phil Collins, for example. Or I liked also in 86, a lot of artists, of course, in 86. But all that stuff, like Tina Turner, all this stuff I left behind, you know. When I got into metal in 88... Then when I discovered Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Saxon, you know, those bands, Accept, then I really never looked back. You know, I never got into this pop scene again. But of course, when you're like a kid, 9, 10, 11, 12, you know, you listen to what's on the radio. Of course, and Billy Ocean, for example, was on the radio. Okay, great. Okay, now I'm gonna show some stuff. My daughter's here too. You want to be on the film? No? You want to help me at least, Claudia, showing the records? Mm-hmm. You want to give me the albums? Claudia? Nee? Nee, oké. Goed. Westfalen. Een band uit België. Westfalen. Dit is een EP, een mini-LP met 5 nummers on it. With 5 songs on it. Great heavy metal. It's really a cool release. And I really like this release. This is from 85. That's why I play this again. I bought it maybe in the early 90s on a record fair. Also listened to Phantom. This came out on Dead Strike Records. And here we have Avenger on it. From Front Beast. You know, the guy from Front Beast. And a lot of other bands, you know. And of course he's also behind the label Dead Strike Records, and he's also on Phantom. You know, this is a very old and dirty sounding black metal like Hellhammer, even dirtier than Hellhammer. You know, it's yes, it's okay. Phantom, not the best release ever Avenger did, you know, but still. Here we have also Paul Dean, and of course Paul Dean, it's the guitar player from Loverboy. And of course on this release we have a lot of famous people on it helping him out. Like, yeah, some songs were written by Paul Stanley, some other by Bryan Adams. Desmond Child produced the album. And also the Bon Jovi guys are on here, like John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora. This is a great hard rock album. Hard rock. It's heavier than most of the stuff from Loverboy. You know, I think if you like Wild Side by Loverboy, then I think you will also like this album. You know, Loverboy was the last album with Paul Dean on it. I don't think he came back later on either. And this is his only, I mean, his first solo album, Hardcore, from 1989. Cool release. Okay, I've been reading a lot of, like, fanzines. This is an old fanzine, Blood of the Ancients. I've been listening to 3 numbers of this. That's why a lot of the stuff I've been reading in fanzines, I've been playing it too. And one of the bands that was like in this fanzine is the band Pentagram. Pentagram. And of course here we have Victor Griffin on and Bobby Liebling, you know, on vocals. This is an original press. This is no bootleg, nothing. From the Dutch East India Trading. It's very rare. Very, very rare. I mean, I didn't know it was rare till I listened to it, and later I checked it on Discogs just to check. Sometimes I like to check it. Day of Reckoning. This goes for over the €100. You know, more, 150 or 200 euros. I was really surprised about it. I listened to this a lot. Also, I listened to this band from Australia, Nothing Sacred, with the Death Wish mini album. It's nice, heavy power metal. You see, it's a nice picture disc. I also listened to this one by Pentagram, Review Your Choices. This came out on the label Black Widow from Italy. This is a later album by Pentagram. I also listened to this one by Loverboy, Hot Girls in Love. Great party song. This is of course a promo. You see, a promo copy. Another promo, not for sale copy is this one by Autograph. She Never Looks That Good For Me. She never looks that good for me. I was in a party mood, so I thought, well, listen to some of this party music. I mean, if you don't get into a party mood when you listen to this type of bands, I mean, you must be like maniac depressed or something. Same as Dokken. In My Dreams, another promotional copy. Not for sale, of course. Here we have an AOR band, Preview. You see, this is also a very cool band. This is also a promo thing they released. And actually I also got the first full-length album out of my collection. This is the first full-length album. And maybe the only one they ever released. And this came out in 1983. And this is a long time in my collection. If you like Cobra, you know, the USA Cobra, or Spider, the USA Spider band, with Anton Fick, you know, the guy that was behind Ace Frehley solo career for quite a long time. Anton Fick. Also, I think he was the drummer on Saturday Night Live in America. For sure, you guys know this man more. And also, he was in Spider, you know, and it was really a cool band. I think he was the drummer, of course. And yeah, if you like, of course, Cobra, Spider, Survivor. Of course, in Cobra we have the singer of Survivor. That stuff you will like. Also, Preview from 1983. If you want something softer, listen to this album from 1983. Okay, I also listened to this Hungarian band, EP box with the album Omen. It's a very cool heavy rock album. I'm really happy. I mean, I always like this album very much. And I also listened to Vardis, their comeback album, you know, from 2016. I've been spinning this. And this is on red vinyl, actually. It also comes with a CD. See, it's all stuff I've been spinning lately. Son todos discos que he pinchado en las últimas 2 semanas. Vale, okay. Now I want to show some tapes I played some tapes. And also some CDs. Okay, let's start with Acheron. I don't know exactly how you name this band. Satanic Victory. You see, this is a great album by Acheron. You know, it's like a black death metal band. You know, very satanic actually, with Vincent Crowley. And also we have here Mike Browning is on here. You know, and Mike Browning, we know him of course for being the first singer. Not the first, maybe not the first, but he was the singer before Dave Vincent on Morbid Angel. Talking about Morbid Angel, I've also been listening to this album by Morbid Angel lately. You know, great third album by the band. But this drummer, he was also in Incubus, but the demo, you know, they released only one demo, Incubus, in '87 I think it was. And then later, of course, he was in Nocturnus, the drummer of Nocturnus. But he also spent time in Morbid Angel, you know. And you can check, of course, his release with Morbid Angel. It's a kind of it's a demo, like an album. They record the album, but it was not officially released because Altar of Madness came out first. Because David Vincent, Vincent, became the singer of Morbid Angel. And later, of course, after his Morbid Angel years, he went with Vincent Crowley and Tony Blake and Vincent Breeding, and then he went on with Acheron for a while. And of course, later he left that too. Nowadays he's still active, this guy. Okay, I also listened to a lot of Sodom. I read also an interview about Sodom. This is the Explorers of Sodomy. I think it's Explorers of Sodomy. Yes, EP from 1987. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 87. Great. I also listened to Drunkard. It was also a cool band that released some records later too. But this I think is the first demo that I bought back then when it came out. I think the early 2000s. Again on Dead Strike Records. Limited to 300 copies. Also listen to some more melodic. Saraya. It's a female fronted band. And this came out on Polygram Records. This is an official release, but it's a promo. You see, it's a promo release of When the Blackbird Sings. I also listen to the Spanish Steel Attack Volume 1. You know, we have Laser on here, Gara is on here too, Streamer, you know. Not a perfect compilation, but it got a lot of Spanish and some South American bands on it. Not bad. Also listen to quite a lot, to Pentacle from Holland, you know. Ancient Death. And of course this is pure ancient death metal. Great stuff. I appreciate these guys more now. I read a very long interview that I read when I bought the Fanzine. Like in 2004 this Fanzine came out. And I already read this interview, but I never really got into Pentacle. You know, I have some releases by them. But now, after the interview, after reading it again, you know, I listen to this a lot of times in the car. At least 4 or 5 times in the car. You know, and I really love it. I also listen to Clash of the Gods by Gravedigger. I mean, you cannot go wrong with Gravedigger. I listen to Santo Mano. This is a Spanish band. You know, I bought this directly from the band. Maybe like when it came out, 15 years ago or something. Nice heavy metal. And Apocalypsis. This is a Christian heavy metal band from Mexico. Also very cool. They also did a cover song. I think it was this band that did it. Yes. Al otro lado del silencio, de Ángeles del Infierno. And I listened to a lot of Wasp. I listened to Hell Dorado. I listened to Still Not Black Enough. And I listened to Unholy Terror. Great album to this. This is the last album with Chris Holmes in the band. Okay guys, this is everything I want to show in this video. I hope so you like it. Espero que os haya gustado este video. Y hasta la próxima. Stay heavy everybody.